Hola clase. In this unit, we will be looking at formal commands, and we'll be practicing that primarily in the sense of giving directions, receiving directions in the city, although not exclusively in the activities. Bien. So you guys know what commands are, but we're going to learn here how to form them in Spanish. So Spanish has a register, which is a built-in formality and informality in the language. And so we have informal commands, which are the two forms, and formal commands, which are the usted and ustedes forms. This unit studies the formal commands only, usted, ustedes. And as you learned in earlier units, you want to use the formal command when you're speaking to strangers or officers, people you've just met, etc. So how to form the formal command, usted o ustedes? It's actually very simple, but learning to do it quickly takes some practice. So you take the yo form of the present tense. For example, hablar, the yo form is hablo. You drop the o, and you add opposite third person endings. So for AR verbs, that would be e, so hable. And for ER, IR verbs, it's a. So escribir, escribo, your form. I drop the o and replace it with a. Escriba, escriban. And that's the procedure. We take the yo form because most verbs that are stem changing and irregular, or yo irregular, preserve that form in the command. So for instance, pensar, pienso has a stem change, and the stem change is preserved in the command form. Piense, piensen. The same with salir. Salir, the yo form is salgo. When I drop the o, there's a g there still. Salg, salga, salgan. So that's the reason we take the yo form instead of the infinitive, because a lot of verbs have some irregularity in the yo form, and we need to preserve that irregularity in the command form. To form the negative command, you simply put no in front of the verb. Diga la verdad, no diga mentiras, etc. Some verbs require a spelling change to preserve the sound. We've studied these before with the preterite, cargar, and sar, among others. So for example, sacar, because AR verbs are going to take an E, up here you can see it's going to take an E. If I don't change this consonant, it'll change the sound, right? If I spell this with a C, it would be sase. So sacar, sase would be very irregular. But the way we spell the k sound in Spanish, saque, is QU. So it's a spelling change that's absolutely necessary in order to preserve the sound of the infinitive. Sac, sacar, sac, saque, saquen. Same with gar and sar. Comenzar, stem changing, and Z to C. Comience, comience. We studied this Z to C stem change when we learned how to form plural of nouns as well. La luz, las luces, las luces. Finally, when we have to use the commands with pronouns, affirmative commands take the pronoun after as one word, and negative commands put the pronoun before. No se levante. Levántese, affirmative. No se levante, negative command. Bien, no options, no choices in this structure. These are set structures. Also, we have to put an accent mark on the stressed part of the stem. Levántese. So if I hear the command without a pronoun, levante, that van is stressed. When I add a pronoun, I need to add an accent mark to that stressed syllable. Levántese. Same if it has two pronouns as well. Bien, enséñemelo, no me lo enseñe. And then there's some irregular verbs beyond the yo irregular forms, verbs that are simply irregular in their construction. You can learn these. These 5 ones, which are the most common ones, form a nice mnemonic device, sides. Ser, ir, dar, estar, and saber. You can remember sides, then maybe you'll remember the 5 verbs that are irregular. Bien, finally, although the formal command is formal and polite, you can increase the politeness by using titles or saying, for example, sir or ma'am. So, vaya usted por esta calle. Vaya usted por esta calle. Vaya is already formal. Usted makes it even more formal and more polite. Bien. Dígame usted. Explíqueme usted, etc. Bien. So practice those. Practice the regulars and irregulars. We've included quite a few exercises here, at least 10 exercises for you to practice. Since these forms are essentially new to you, this is the first time that you're learning the command forms. Bien. And also we've included some links to an external site where you can practice the command forms as well. Bien, pues buena suerte clase. Hasta luego.